Good evening, welcome to Time to Heal. My name's Erin, you'll meet Andrew in a second, and welcome to our new space. Isn't it nice for those of you who've been to previous speaking engagements that we've done where we've been really cozy? It's nice to have some elbow room and some breathing room. Let's talk about imagination. So Andrew asked me to open up and just say a few words about what I've learned about imagination in the past 5 years, which is a lot. So everything that he teaches in his program of healing requires the use of imagination. From imagining a better life, to imagining yourself healthy, to imagining injuries healing while you're exercising, focusing energy, bringing the energy into your body so you can manifest, right? Because if you can't imagine what you're looking for or what you're aiming for or what your goal is, it's really hard to create it. You have to be able to imagine it in order to create it. And yet so often where our imaginations get blocked, or we imagine the worst possible anything, or we just imagine ourselves into anxiety, or we imagine that that person is really going to be okay and is totally going to change and it's a great idea to date them. Nobody's done that. Andrew's taken me through a series of advancing my own imagination through visualizing and healing and being able to see the energy on the body and how things move and how energy flows, how to proactively focus, how to imagine yourself feeling forgiving when you're really not, right? How to imagine yourself light and patient and in your heart when all of your dark tapes are kicking and screaming and telling you everything you're not. It requires imagination to be able to get out of your dark and back into your heart. So Andrew's taught me that imagination is actually what opens the doors to meeting our highest potential and to being able to stay there in a stable and balanced way and keep going in a positive direction. Andrew!
Here he is.
Thanks. I find it really funny because I was in the back. I'm going to say, 30 years ago I imagined that I had gifts. There were signs of it. My family, from when I was a little kid, but it wasn't until I was in my 20s, and people started coming to me when I was a landscaper and I owned an art gallery for healings, because when I worked on their foot, and I started to realize this is probably my calling. This is probably something, so I fought it every step of the way. I did everything, business, traveling. I didn't really want to do this, it's the truth, funny enough. But it's amazing when I look back on how much this involved imagination. Can you imagine walking in from owning a business in your 30s? I was in the Caribbean, I was producing TV shows, came back, gave away everything. I had my awakening in the Caribbean, we'll say. Was I perfect? No. But I started to write books, and an author who was releasing international writings found my writings under my couch and published them in the Caribbean. So suddenly, can you imagine, I'm a writer. Never been a writer. All my writing was about change, sanctuary, transition, exposure, 3 stages of life. And back then, I'm always honest in my engagements, and one thing I've learned is when you have on your business card healer, you may be judged. So I'm used to it. But now, I tell you, I never imagined sitting here, being in this shop, calling myself a healer 32 years ago. Here I am. And it's interesting because when I chose to give my life to understanding higher energy use and realizing its uses and incorporating my heart and all I had to the charity of understanding the human condition and the nature of it and understanding how to heal it, believe me, it required imagination. I had some helping factors that weren't a help. My relatives were all professionals, doctors, and then there's doctors, veterinarian, and doctor. They didn't think it was cool what I was doing. I basically went from being a businessman, entrepreneur, thinking I was God's show producer, egomaniac who was actually in reality, if you can imagine this, consuming themselves in drugs, cocaine, alcohol, and thinking I was God, and playing the role quite well. So imagining this was just ridiculous. It all happened in a night, one night. I won't explain how. But then I started to realize that my whole life was one series of manifest to another. So if you can manifest, that is part of imagination. People have to start to understand it. Everything we do is a part of imagination. When we desire something and we try to attain it, you have to picture it in your head. You have to imagine what you're going for. That's imagination. When we fantasize something and get part of it done, my first kiss in junior high, oh boy, I imagined it. Got it done. That was part of my imagination. This one girl, I won't say her last name, but Julie, I'll never forget her. And I used to sit behind her and imagine what it'd be like to kiss her. All damn day. You know, I was all day. Forget school, I'd be like, Julie's gonna kiss me. And one day, she just walked up in drama class behind the curtains and kissed me. Still remember that kiss. And I remember going, that's just what I imagined. And it was better. Awesome. Paris wasn't better than I imagined. Anybody get that feeling when they went there?
I totally agree.
So much more. So it's interesting that imagination can also let us down. It can also, but nonetheless, it still requires us to expand our horizons. Even if we're let down, it's what makes us alive. I found out you can take it a step further. I found out you can take imagination to recreating yourself, to planning your future, to manifesting things that you didn't think you could have. They just come to you, you just draw them to you. I imagine miracles and Aaron. Whenever I say I, it's really Aaron and I. Because we have built this shop, Louisy. Everyone knows how hard she's worked. I want you, a lot of you, give her a hand, Aaron. We have so many clients here. A lot of you guys are miracle recoveries. I mean, when I look at you, Jan, my God, from a wheelchair, look at you, look at you. It's amazing in that smile.
Jan imagined herself into a new house today.
Ooh, exactly. I just look at all, but Susan, very high. Susan, you're so funny because here you are, this creative force, and just an amazingly expansive woman, very encouraging woman who didn't understand me at all. You had to imagine I was normal to come here. You had to imagine that I was the healer that I am to keep you here. Now, we've had some stunning news with Susan that is beautiful in our ways. Without chemotherapy, without radiation, her tumor, we worked hand in hand in healing, and your tumor has been confirmed by CAT scan of shrinking by 25%.
To 25% of its previous size.
Yeah. That's,
to a quarter of its size.
That's even more.
That's amazing.
So that means it shrunk 75%.
So,
it shrunk 75%.
a lot of that was you imagining that you could understand me. I'm outrageous. You had to imagine I could help you. I would try.
The thing is, I have a different take on it. I have my rational self still doesn't really get it. But when I came to it and I was in trouble and you put your hands on me, I just knew that, I just burst into tears actually. I just knew from that touch that you could heal me.
You have amazing intuition.
Yeah. So
I've noticed that in your life with the people around you. Everybody around you is outstanding. So to be in that crew, because I didn't know you, but to meet people you know, who you met through intuition, How much of intuition requires imagination? Did you not desire what you wanted in a healer before you found it?
Not to my knowledge, no.
You just walked into it.
I just lucked into it.
Yeah. I always ask myself, is intuition involving imagination? When a woman worries, is that negative imagination? That's one of our topics today. Is there such a thing as negative imagination? Can you actually create things through worry? Of course you can. Is there negative intuition? Now watch this. I carefully was considering this. These are all interesting questions to me. Yes, there is. Sometimes I sense what a person is thinking about me. People who don't know me in particular are afraid of me, which is why I try and be low-key right. I'm just flamboyant, I'm up there. I can't help it. My low-key is, this is it. This is as low-key as I get. And believe me, I want to get up and show you guys how to do a Jamaican twist. I'm a natural showman. I like fun. Anybody who comes here knows we laugh at sickness. How many clients, Aaron, have we had who have cancer and we start cracking jokes about cancer? Oh my God.
Just the ones with cancer.
Oh my God, you should see their face. How many, we believe in laughter here as a medicine, and we believe that you have to imagine yourself getting better, and sitting around depressed is the opposite of positive imagination. Or sitting around and talking about everything that's not going to happen, everything that's wrong. We don't even use the word wrong. We use any word but wrong in this shop, because people all have something wrong when they come here. So we come up with great new creative words, which I enjoy very much. Anything but the wrong word, and anything but judgment. We assess here, we don't judge. Things like that. Very important. Anybody remember Flip Wilson, by the way?
Yeah.
Yeah. The one time I saw him on a show, he talked about how he imagined himself being famous out of the ghetto in Los Angeles, and all his friends laughed at him. And he got there. Everything he imagined as a child, he got. Now, when we look at every single athlete and every single movie star, what do they say? I imagined myself doing this and going to Olympics and winning like this, and my dreams come true. So we realize that perhaps imagination is the drive to what keeps us creating anything that is hopeful. Everybody focuses on the pain and the disasters, the pitfalls. But let's go back and realize that we imagine people we love that we're with. Anything good that we have, we desired it and got it. This brings up the question of heart harmonics or heart manifest as well. If you have it in your heart, does that mean you're going to get everything you want? No. Maybe you'll get a taste of what you desired. Maybe it'll come in another way. But the bottom line is, we all have somehow imagined and gotten some of the things we desired in this room. Mm-hmm. The bottom line is, I've noticed with negative people, they tend to imagine negative things, and it continues to happen. Mm-hmm. That's what I've seen over and over, and we've seen in this shop. So today we're going to be talking about all these aspects as a foundation of imagination. Now I'm going to explain something. Having almost died maybe 9 times, something avalanches. I used to be radical in sports, and I was also a radical skier who used to ski avalanches. I've died so many times. Aaron's seen me die, what, twice in the hospital?
Just twice. It's fine.
Where
Only
I actually
twice.
redlined it. I'm really good at coming back, and people say a cat has 9 lives. No, they don't. I've seen cats get squashed.